Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, today we've got CPI data release. Let's take a look at that first. Important, CPI month over month and year over year. So month over month set to stay the same, but year over year we have a forecast of 3.3% compared to 3%, which is an increase. I think the first increase in over a year. I could be wrong. I did look that up. But it is a first increase in inflation in a long time. So that's certainly noteworthy. And then we've got core CPI, which is set to be the same. At the same time, the unemployment claims are going to be released today as well. So we could see some volatility at 8:30 a.m. That is always Eastern time. And what is certainly important to understand is that, look, the 3.3% or whatever the market forecast is, that is not going to do anything, right? Because that's the forecast, that's the expectation, and that's likely priced in to a degree at least. Now, the degree of surprise that we have and how the market participants interpret this, that's going to lead to some price changes, volatility, short-term volatility. I would not take any price action today too seriously. I say that every time when we have CPI day. It's very important, yeah. It's very hard to trade CPI unless you are very, very fast, unless you're doing that and you know what you're doing. And you're very, very fast because things are going to change very, very fast on days like these. And there could be one more interest rate increase by the Fed before the end of the year if inflation remains high. So obviously the lower it comes in, you could say the more bullish it is for crypto, because if it is lower than the expectation, so I would argue if it's lower than 3.3%, it would be potentially bullish for cryptocurrencies, for the crypto market, and that could lead to a boost. And the lower it is, the more the Fed might lean towards not another interest rate increase, but I currently assume there may be another 25 basis point increase, and that will also be priced in already to a degree. Always bear in mind interest rates and CPI, they typically just have a short-term speculative effect. We all know that, for example, Bitcoin's price doubled since November in an environment in which interest rates increased. So, the fact that rising interest rates lead to a decrease in the Bitcoin price, that's of course not correct. Many people know that, many people don't, because both were going up. Okay, it's the same thing. And many people say, okay, if the DXY goes up, Bitcoin goes down. Just compare the DXY and Bitcoin charts from 2011 to 2021, 2022. Okay, so that will tell you a lot about why correlations are just not useful. At least there are different degrees, and unless you really have several signals that can help you with interpret these correlations, it is not going to be useful. Okay, so let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart, because here, first of all, Bitcoin dominance. We do analyze that coin sometimes in the channel membership. If you want to be kept up to date with that, check out our gold membership. We also make a live stream dedicated to Bitcoin dominance. Here, we have potentially more to go to the upside. This is a highly speculative count, because putting an Elliott Wave count on a Bitcoin dominance chart that is in percent is highly speculative. Nevertheless, I think we can use the method to track some structures. I think that is potentially interesting. And what we have is a still an uptrend here locally, and that could lead to one more high in a wave 2, running into resistance, which starts at 54%, and we could then see a drop, and that might trigger an altcoin season. But before that happens, Bitcoin could get another run. But before that happens, it is at least likely, not guaranteed, but likely, that the altcoins may have another run, because we're currently doing an ABC correction in a wave 4. At least that is, again, a speculative interpretation. And you could argue that Bitcoin did rally into this micro resistance, or is at least nearly there. So Bitcoin might have a little bit more space, all the way up to possibly here 51.5%. And then it should drop again a little bit, maybe deeper into resistance. And as long as it's holding 45% roughly, in my opinion, there should be another high in a wave 5. That could be another Bitcoin run. Maybe that could be our run into 40K. Who knows? Maybe they go already. Maybe it's going to go already. Sometimes you get a very short wave 4. But this looks to me like a 5-wave move down. So it indicates this could just be the A wave, then a B wave higher, and a C wave down to finish this off. That's just something I'm tracking. I'm not putting too much emphasis on it, especially not on the lower degree. Okay. But looking at the Bitcoin price itself, overall, not much has changed here. Looking at the short term, since yesterday's update, not really any change. I'm still tracking the idea that this could be an ABC structure in wave 2. And this wave 2 might have bottomed, but I'm not convinced yet. If it bottomed, then what we need to see for evidence is this 5-wave move up in yellow filled in. Only then we can really confirm it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We always need to see 5-wave structures. As you can see here, what I have labeled as B wave, this would be the count in which we come down lower again. But if we have bottomed here, then it should fill in the yellow wave count as a leading diagonal in which the subwaves are ABC structures. Don't be surprised, this one move up here, that was also a corrective structure. It's not an impulse. We can see that on the lower time frame. But yeah, it could give us one more high. That would be a C wave. Then this would fill in the 3rd wave and the 4th and the 5th. Then we can confirm after an ABC correction in 3 waves that price has bottomed. But after 5 waves up, we have a reason to believe that price has bottomed already. But until I see that, for me, the leading wave count is the white one, which is slightly more likely in my opinion due to an unclear bottoming structure here in which price is moving up in an ABC structure in wave B. Also here, A, B, C, no, sorry, it's WXY. WXY, and then in the Y wave, which is here the last one of wave B, we've got an A, B, C. I mean, alternatively, this move might already be done with this B wave. Yeah, because this move up is also not an impulse. So it could all be done already. But to keep it very simple, what did I say in the last video that's still relevant? There is one level, if broken, it should increase the downside momentum and should confirm that the B wave is already in. And then of course we have to take the yellow wave count off the chart. That is the 78.6 retracement level of yesterday's low. We talk here around about 29,000. So if we get a sustained break below 29K, then we should be coming down lower here more directly, okay? And we have then our, let's call it the old support levels that we've been talking about for many, many weeks. They are still relevant. 28.3K, 27,480 and 26,280. They are still relevant, and they will only become relevant in the very short term if the 29K level breaks. And if it does, then I will assume that we come down more directly and that the yellow wave count is not going to play out, at least not yet. That's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.